Hello, good morning, Namaste, this is Saili Karkar. Welcome to my channel. Friends, in my previous video, I spoke about what true love is. It's nothing but a state of being in complete acceptance of who you are and what surrounds you. It's an unconditional state of being. Now, we all don't feel this state all the time. In fact, we don't feel it at all. Very rarely we feel the true love. Now, if we want to feel this state, what do we truly need to do? The first step towards feeling the unconditional love is watching our minds. Now, what I mean by watching our mind and when do we watch our mind and how do we watch our mind is something I'm going to discuss in today's video. But before we get into the how and the what and the why, let us take an example of our life and how we truly perceive reality through our minds. For example, if we are going for a movie, okay? So from the moment we decide to go to a movie, we dress up and step out of the house, every single moment is perceived through our minds, is examined, given a score and stored in our memory as a good or a bad memory. We always have these categories in our mind, like a good memory, bad memory, in between. We are kind of a judge of every situation. And we're always judging how we feel in every moment, what our thoughts are. We even judge our internal states of emotions and thoughts, and all the time judging the external environment, how the people around us are, how the journey we are having when we are going to the movie, then how the theater is, how the food is, how the people sitting next to us are, and finally, how do we feel when we are watching the movie? For every single how, we give a score and then we chuck it into the bucket of a good and a bad. And then in the end, we give an overall score to the whole experience, saying it was a good experience or a bad experience. So if your friend comes along and asks you, oh, how was the movie? How was your experience? And then we will retrieve that score from our memory and we say, well, it wasn't that good enough, I've seen better movies than that. And the crowd wasn't that great. So all the judgment that you're passing of your experience is the scores your mind has given to the whole experience. Now this score is completely based on your past experiences, what you have experienced till now. It's also based on your mind beliefs, conditioning, expectations of what the movie should be like or what the atmosphere should be like. So your score is very, very subjective, very, very based on your experiences till now and gets filtered through multiple layers of your filters of mind. That means we are never ever experiencing reality as it is. We are never experiencing the amazing unconditional love that is present to us every moment because our mind is filtering it with its conditions. If we want to feel this beautiful, amazing love, first we want to see how our mind is working. And for that, we have to watch our mind. Watching the mind is nothing but, some people call it being in the present moment or being in this now moment or being the observer. Some people give it a name of meditation. But I'm calling it stepping beyond the mind because this is something that we need to do all the time. Now, how do we watch our minds? There are certain exercises that we can do in order to train ourselves to step beyond our minds. You see, we have never done this, so we have to start exercising a little bit to go beyond our minds. Now, how our mind works is that all our senses are always pointing outwards. We are perceiving reality through 5 senses which are pointed to the external environment, right? So we are observing scenes, we are hearing sounds, smell, touch. We are never observing our own minds. In order to move our attention from outside to inside, there are certain exercises we can do. First one, sit quietly, find a comfortable spot in your house, close your eyes, and start observing every sound that you can hear through your ears. Just observe the sound. Recognize every sound, every subtlest of sound that you can hear. Don't give it meaning, don't give it judgment, don't give it a story. Just observe the sound. The same you can continue to observe if you feel any taste in your mouth. Just observe the taste. Next, you can observe the different sensations that you feel on your body. The sensation of the air, the clothes, where sitting, the ground. Just observe all these different sensual inputs that you're getting. What we are doing in this exercise is we are training ourselves to observe how the input comes to our mind without giving it a judgment, without giving it a meaning. The more and more we do these exercises, we are prepping ourselves to start observing our internal working, functioning. As you get more and more quieter and okay with this exercise over a period of time, you can start observing the thoughts and emotions. What will happen is they'll create a little gap between you and your mind. Notice how I'm calling you separate from your mind. You are the unconditional observing presence, full of love and wisdom. And then you have this tool called mind. Once you start observing the mind, you are no more identified with your mind. And then you can start seeing how your mind is creating all this amazing drama in your life. All your thoughts, the judgments, and the emotions. This is the first step, your first power, reclaiming your power back from your mind and stepping beyond it. This is an extremely important step because this preps you when you are in a real situation, when you're feeling extreme emotions, either negative or positive. Any extreme emotions make you feel completely identified with your mind and lose your awareness of who you are. Whether you feel despair, anger, jealousy, or you feel extreme pleasure, extreme excitement, both the positive and negatives take you away from your true self. When you're going through life experiences which are taking you away from your true self, this exercise, if you've been doing regularly, will help you to come out of that experience and start observing your mind. Become the presence, the true self that you are. And the moment you step beyond that mind, the whole drama collapses and you realize what's been happening with you. And that is your first step towards your freedom, towards you coming into your real wholeness. So my dear friends, my today's message is simply that. Start doing the exercises of watching your mind, observing your mind. Start with observing your sensual inputs, sensory inputs, and then slowly move to watching your thoughts. Now, when do we do this? You can do this all day long. To start with, you can allocate some time to it every morning. But as you get more and more into it, it's like a fun game. You watch your mind all the time. It's like somebody's playing a movie for you. Your mind is playing this movie of life. And you watch it all the time. And then you realize how you're creating your reality. We'll talk about this in the next video. Till then, go watch your mind and have fun. Namaste. Thank you.